6 Things You Didn't Know About Tom Holland. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a complete smorgasbord of stars. From Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man to Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, every single Marvel character has been played by one of Hollywood's big names. Some of them were already huge before the MCU came to our lives, while others have become celebrities thanks to the blockbuster franchise. That has certainly been the case with promising young star Tom Holland. Thanks to his Spider-Man role, Holland is one of Hollywood's hottest commodities right now. The British actor has made his name by playing everyone's favorite web-flinging, wisecracking hero. That's not all there is to him though, and people can't get enough information regarding his career and private life. Don't worry, because we've got you covered. Check out this video to learn 6 things you probably didn't know about Tom Holland. While you're watching, keep that cursor moving and click on the like and subscribe buttons. And after you do, hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. That way, you'll be the first to know the most interesting facts about your favorite celebrities. Number 6. He comes from a family of artists. Tom was always dead set on becoming an actor. That's probably the reason why he's become successful at such an early age. The guy had a clear goal in mind. But there had to be something that made him love show business since he was a kid. We bet his family history has something to do with it. Tom is not the first one in his family to devote his life to art. Both of Tom's parents are creative personalities with a good reputation. His mom, Nikki, is an award-winning photographer, and she has done a few photo shoots for her son. As for Tom's dad, his name is Dominic Holland. You may not know him, but he is a pretty famous comedian in the UK. He has his own radio show called The Small World of Dominic Holland, and he has published novels and memoirs. One of his most recent books is his portrayal of his son's success as Spiderman. The name of the volume, Eclipsed, probably says a lot about Holland Sr.'s feelings. All jokes and rivalry aside, Tom looks up to his parents. They were his most important influence in the early stages of his career, and we are sure their success was super inspiring to him. Number 5. He's a trained ballet dancer and gymnast. Success is not only about inspiration, you also have to work for it, and Tom sure did. He studied at the prestigious Brit School of Performing Arts and Technology. The name might not be familiar, but Adele, Amy Winehouse, and Leona Lewis all went there. The academy is clearly serious about making the stars of tomorrow. Tom didn't only study drama, he also applied himself to learn dance and acrobatics. His abilities come in handy when he played Spider-Man, but they also got him started in show business. His first major role arrived with Billy Elliot the Musical. He played the role of Billy himself and even met Prime Minister Gordon Brown with the cast of the show, an achievement that gives you an idea of his ballet chops. Number 4. He found out he was playing Spider-Man via Instagram. Soon after Billy Elliot, Tom starred in Ron Howard's movie In the Heart of the Sea, along with future co-star Chris Hemsworth. That kind of stardom made him too confident to go to auditions, and soon he stopped getting calls. His mom told him to quit acting for a while, and he actually went to carpentry school in Wales. But there was one last part he had auditioned for. You guessed right, Spider-Man. The competition was tough. Actors like Timothée Chalamet and Charlie Plummer were also considered for the role. Getting a role in a Marvel movie takes a lot of trials and waiting around. The casting director told him they would call him, but they didn't, so Tom basically forgot he was up for the role. Then one faithful day, he saw an announcement from Marvel on Instagram. He clicked on the link for the upcoming movie and saw his own name on the call sheet. That's definitely not the worst thing you can find on social media. Number 3. He went undercover at a science school. Tom had to prepare for the role of Peter Parker, so he knew he had to bring out his inner nerd. His solution was to infiltrate the Bronx High School of Science. Only the teachers and administrative staff knew who he was, so he basically hung out there trying to fit in with the erudition geeks. It wasn't an easy task. During his time there, Tom couldn't answer a single question about science. He decided to pass the time instead, so he started telling other students that he was Spider-Man. Clearly, Tom is not as good at hiding his identity as Peter Parker is. However, nobody really believed him, and they thought he was just weird. But the internet has all the answers. A student Googled him, and they found out he was the real deal. They were probably as shocked as he was to find his name next to Robert Downey Jr.'s. Number 2. His true mentor is not Iron Man. Speaking of Robert Downey Jr., there is no doubt that Iron Man is Peter Parker's mentor. Tony Stark is the Avenger who contacts Peter and enlists him in the Avengers. But as we have already said, Tom Holland is not Peter Parker, so he has a different mentor among the MCU's cast. If you have seen Tom's earlier role in The Heart of the Sea, you already know who it is. That's right, Chris Hemsworth. The two actors met when they filmed Ron Howard's film. Before Tom was cast as Spider-Man, Chris was really impressed with Tom's performance, so much in fact that he recommended the casting director to hire him as Peter Parker. He probably wanted his young buddy around. Chris did not only help Tom get the part, he has also taught him how to navigate the film industry. Tom himself says that Chris gave him the best piece of advice ever. Be nice to everyone, and everyone in the industry will remember that you were. Solid tip. Number 1. He has a few souvenirs from his time as Spider-Man. Tom Holland is the youngest actor to ever play Spider-Man on film. He will never forget the experience, and who would? But just in case he ever fails to remember, he made sure to immortalize his time as Peter Parker in more than a few ways. One of the first things he did was getting a spider tattoo at the famous Bang Bang Tattoo Parlor in New York. He had it inked on the bottom of his foot, so it's not easy to see, but that's probably better for him because he's actually afraid of spiders. Besides that, Tom also remembered to grab a few things from the set before the shooting ended. One of them was a blue screen from the set of Spider-Man Far From Home. There aren't that many uses for a blue screen at home, but our Tom is pretty creative. He actually turned it into a cover for his poker table. We can't think of a better place to possibly gamble your Marvel money away. But that's not the only Marvel souvenir in the Holland household. Tom's younger brother Patty has another prop from the movie, handed to him by Robert Downey Jr. himself. It was not any old thing. Robert decided to give Patty Holland his original mask from the first Iron Man film. Let's just hope Patty doesn't gamble it away on Tom's blue screen poker table. That was the end of our top 6 facts you didn't know about the new and improved Spider-Man, talented Tom Holland. If you think we forgot something about him, please don't keep it to yourself. Start typing and let us know in the comments section below. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the latest info on your favorite celebrities. Remember, if you also hit the bell icon, you will get an instant notification from us every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching this one, and see you in the next one.